Kiki Iriafen will be visiting USC this week, South Carolina next week, according to sources of varying reputability. Now, there's nothing that says that these are the only two schools that she's still considering. But since we got this report, for the sake of this video, we'll focus on just these two schools, weigh some pros and cons, and then give our predictions on which school we think she'll ultimately go with. First, let's take a look at South Carolina and what are some of the pros there. Well, first of all, there's a lot of pros there. A lot of recent lottery picks, bigs as well. Asia Wilson, Camila Cardoso, Leah Boston. A nice network of recent lottery pick WNBA players that you can lean on for guidance, support, etc. You have a higher chance of winning the national championship there just based off recent history. They've gone undefeated. They won a few national championships. They're stacked. They have an incoming class that's stacked. All things working in their favor. Now, before we take a look at USC, let's listen to Kiki explain why she chose to go to Stanford originally.
Students and faculty were very welcoming and supportive of me, and the women's basketball team instantly made me feel a part of their sisterhood for the moment I got there. For me, Stanford felt like home.
Now, if we look at the Gamecocks roster and where everyone is from, we see Georgia, Florida, Texas. Raven Johnson's from Florida. Powell was from California, but she's gone. Ashley Watkins is from South Carolina. Malaysia Fulwiley is from South Carolina. Joyce Edwards is from South Carolina. Now, I'm not saying that all these girls from the South can't make her feel like home. But when we take a look at the USC roster, we have Clarice Akonwafu from Inglewood, California, Rhea Marshall from Los Angeles, California, Juju Watkins from LA, Kennedy Smith from Etowanda, California, and besides a stint with the Cavs, Coach Gallup has spent their entire career coaching at either USC, Cal, or UC Santa Barbara. Let me play that clip one more time.
Students and faculty were very welcoming and supportive of me, and the women's basketball team instantly made me feel a part of their sisterhood for the moment I got there. For me, Stanford felt like home.
Now that's Stanford, California, by the way. But according to this article by Xavier Handy Hamilton, even that Northern California city wasn't close enough to home for Kiki. If we go to her Instagram and look at her very first pinned picture, does that look like an LA girl who's looking to move away from home for 1 year just to move back when the LA Sparks drafts her second overall next season? You tell me. Speaking of Instagram, the number of followers that these players have directly influences their NIL deals. Right now, Kiki has under 30,000, while Juju has over 800,000 and surely the top 1 million by next season. The amount of endorsements that she has are countless, as you can see on her page. With the amount of attention that she draws and the TV contract that the Big Ten has in place next season, to pass up the chance to go home, raise your national profile, become a hometown hero, that might be too big to pass up, but you let me know what you would do in the comments. Going back to Coach Gottlieb for a second, when she was an assistant at Cal, it says here that she worked primarily with post players, with Ashley Walker and David A. Hampton both becoming All-Americans, and Walker was the program's first WNBA draftee. Now, in an article that printed yesterday in the LA Times, it was announced that Lindsay Gottlieb had just signed an extension to coach USC's women's basketball team, while in a different article a couple of days ago, there was talk about Don Staley possibly interviewing for a Charlotte Hornets head coach position, in which she said that she would actually interview if she was asked to. Not because she's interested in the job, mind you. No, she doesn't want to become the first women's head coach in the NBA. It's just because she wants to get information for other women who may want to do that. I don't know. Seems legit. But again, you tell me. You're Kiki. Kiki is you. What do you do? Do you go back home, which apparently you want to do, link up with all the other girls from LA, become a huge national star, possibly win a national championship, play for the coach that specializes in developing post players and that just signed an extension? Or do you go all the way to South Carolina to sign up to play for the coach that's interviewing for other jobs, compete with the number 2 player in the country in the incoming class for playing time? Do you go where the player with the bun is the star and the coach is in the background? Or do you go where the coach with the bun is the star and the players are in the background? I don't know. I'm just asking questions. Don't thumbs down me. I'm just asking questions. Do not hit the thumbs down button. I'm just asking which bun would you choose? That's all I'm asking. Let me know in the comments. Matter of fact, while you're there, let's pause to subscribe. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers, you guys. For this unbiased journalistic integrity that I'm displaying, please help me get to 1,000 subscribers, you guys. South Carolina, I love you. This isn't personal. It's just everything else that I said. Plus, it's a huge risk for her, who just took a big step forward last season to go on a team that will want her to sacrifice versus a team with a clear 32 minutes and high usage rate for her. Plus, there's another forward in the portal, and I think that their interior style and defensive ability more fits your system. So all peace and love to South Carolina. But in my opinion, I believe that Kiki Iriafen will be headed to USC. Unless she's headed to UCLA, which is a video for another day. Until then, peace.